Iran's recent missile attacks on Qatar have dealt a major blow to global energy supplies, damaging infrastructure tied to nearly 17% of the country's LNG export capacity. QatarEnergy CEO Saad al-Kaabi said the destruction at key facilities could take between 3 to 5 years to fully repair, raising concerns of prolonged disruptions in global gas markets. Now, calling the attack unprecedented, al-Kaabi said he never imagined such a strike would come from a brotherly Muslim country, especially during Ramadan. The damage has forced Qatar to declare force majeure on some long-term LNG contracts, likely impacting supplies to major buyers including Italy, Belgium, South Korea, China, as well as India. The strikes targeted Ras Laffan industrial city, where a fire broke out following the attack. Authorities say the blaze has been brought under control with no injuries reported. Now, Qatar's Ras Laffan industrial city is the world's largest LNG hub, or was until Iran struck it. Now, Qatar stating that it could take up to 5 years to rebuild the industrial complex has a direct consequence even on India's energy security as well as the Indian economy. Now, after China, India is the most exposed to Qatar's LNG, which is used for power generation, industrial manufacturing, and a clean alternative to coal and oil. Remember, nearly 40 to 45% of India's LNG imports come from Qatar, making Ras Laffan a critical lifeline for India's energy needs. Now, this means higher import bills, rising inflation, especially fuel and cooking gas, further pressure on the Indian rupee, and of course, India's current account as well as fiscal balance hang in loose. Now, in fact, early signs of stress are already visible. Gas supplies to industries have been curtailed in parts of India, and policymakers are reprioritizing gas allocation, ensuring critical sectors like fertilizers and domestic gas or cooking gas distribution get priority. Any sustained disruption could slow industrial activity and push up input costs across India. The damage may not be short-lived. Some estimates suggest that up to 17% of Qatar's LNG capacity could be offline for years if infrastructure damage is severe. Now, that would tighten global supply structurally, keeping prices elevated. India is already exploring alternatives, including sourcing LNG from US, Australia, and Russia. But replacing Qatar at scale is neither easy nor cheap for India. In the near term, costlier energy imports and possible gas rationing could be on the government's agenda. Meanwhile, the government has already asked coal producers to go on a production overdrive, suggesting that greater reliance on traditional coal-based, polluting thermal power could be India's answer to the cleaner LNG supply stress. The strikes on Ras Laffan are not just a regional flashpoint. The strike at the heart of global energy flows. And for India, the fallout is immediate and tangible. Higher prices, tighter supplies, and renewed pressure on an already import-dependent energy system.